Well, thank you very much, and your excellencies and representatives of the international community. It's an honor to address this assembly on an issue demanding our immediate attention: the repatriation of nearly 29,000 displaced persons and 9,000 detainees from Syria. This is a difficult task, but I know that collectively we can make a difference. Earlier this month, I visited Al-Hol in person and saw firsthand the need to accelerate the repatriations. This was my fourth visit to the camp in the last 2 years. There has been progress for sure, and I look forward to supercharging this effort together with all of you. Regarding ISIS today, from a military perspective, I can tell you that we've had huge success. Since 2014, 18 nations, many of whom are represented in this room, joined under a combined Joint Task Force Operation Inherent Resolve to halt ISIS's brutal caliphate. Military pressure continues against ISIS at large, but it does not resolve the threats posed by detainees or displaced persons remaining in these camps. To be sure, ISIS remains significantly influential in displaced persons and detainee camps. This is a fact. This is a reality that must be addressed. In the 2022 Hasaka prison break, ISIS succeeded in freeing hundreds of its fighters and continues efforts to break out more even today. This is just one example of why accelerating repatriations is both a strategic necessity and a humanitarian imperative. This problem will only get worse with time. At their peak in 2019, Al-Hol and Al-Roj, as has been articulated, housed over 73,000 people. Since 2021, over 40,000 displaced persons have been repatriated from Al-Hol and Al-Roj to their country of origin. This is a huge feat. I'm grateful to the U.S. Department of State for their leadership in this effort, and I join the chorus of those here today lauding the efforts of the government of Iraq for leading the repatriation effort by example. However, nearly half of those remaining are foreign nationals, and 57% are children. As time goes on, these camps are incubators for radicalization. Many of you in this room have noted this fact. Repatriating vulnerable populations before they're radicalized is not just compassion, it's a decisive blow against ISIS's ability to regenerate. Repatriation of detainees is equally urgent. The 9,000 fighters in custody represent a latent threat to our homelands. Since 2018, more than 70 repatriation missions have returned 1,500 fighters to their home countries, yet much work remains. So today, I join you all in calling on every nation with detained or displaced personnel in Syria to return your citizens. This cannot be just about words. This has to be meaningful action. I am pleased to announce from a military perspective that U.S. Central Command is establishing a special joint repatriation cell in northeast Syria to support these efforts. The purpose of the cell will be to coordinate the return of displaced or detained persons to their home country. I implore you to connect with us so that we can together directly address the emerging ISIS problem while there's still time. Inaction is not an option. Every day without repatriation compounds the risk to all of us. Distinguished delegates, the challenge is immense but surmountable. This is about justice, security, and humanity. The longer people remain on camps, the greater the danger. This is a fact. Beginning today, let us all redouble our efforts to safeguard the vulnerable and deny ISIS the opportunity to rise again. The United States will continue supporting the coalition and all nations committed to bringing their citizens home. Together, we can ensure the defeat of terror endures as a legacy of peace and stability. Thank you very much.